HHDG. Peace, HHDG. We are on another episode of HHDG Media, the podcast. And shout out to everyone tuning in right now through our YouTube channel, as well as our Facebook group, HHDG, Hip Hop Discussion Group. Shout out to everyone in our company, HHDG Media Inc., which consists of myself, Wiki, T. Smith, the Mayor, Skelly Top, and Rock Vader KB. Also, check out our website, as you can see on the bottom banner, hhdgmedia.com. Latest music, our merch, as well as upcoming events, and our mixtapes. Shout out Rock Vader KB, always killing the mixtapes. For tonight, we have a young talent coming out of Toronto who is consistently pushing for the music in a way that you at his age, a lot of people continuously expect it to be what you pretty much hear mainstream wise. But this talent right here, he I would say he has a diverse sound, and not just from what he's bringing, but if you listen to his lyrics, I feel that, family and how he came up is important through the music, and he brings that energy as well, that youthful energy in the music, which I appreciate. And we will get into his upcoming album, which drops this week, April 28th, called Skate Home, as well as the debut on Baker's Club, which is the Grip Tape. And he also was part of that Fresh Baked Good series, beat series, Red Velvet Cake. Got some dope joints on there too. So he's definitely showcasing his production talents as well as his MCing. From there, I always look forward to seeing what's out there. It doesn't always have to be a youthful person, but the music's dope. The music's dope. So coming from a person that's 17 years old, he's got plenty of time to continuously shine, and I look forward to hearing more and more. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Gritfall.
Peace.
Peace.
Appreciate you for that wonderfully put intro. This is very, very, very overwhelming for me. I've never been put in this position before, before it being interviewed about my music or being even talked about like this. So it's crazy to hear that.
All right. Absolutely. I'd like to say I'm a person that looks forward to when something catches my ear. I want to see and hear more. So from a person who is affiliated with the Baker's Club and is now part of the Baker's Club, I'm like, look, if Raz is feeling him, that's a no-brainer right there.
Yeah, so, a lot of people have said that, trust.
Yeah.
So yeah, being around these guys at Baker's Club, you said Grip Tape being my debut album. A lot of people know that as my debut album. Mm-hmm. But what people don't know is that it goes back further. I have like 10 mixtapes out that I'll never tell anyone about, that are just, sitting in my computer on SoundCloud or on YouTube, mm-hmm. that I did myself. I found Ableton. I found this music DAW, what they called them, and I just started putting myself to work. Almost drills with practice, because I was always a sports guy, so definitely put my motivation and inspiration, dedication, also, as well as that discipline from sports, and I put that into music. Mm-hmm. It's been going good.
Still. Absolutely. Now, I'm glad you put it that way, because a lot of people, when they consider their debut, it's not always that very first tape, because that first tape, a lot of people like, oh, I don't want anybody to hear that, because that was, me, just getting my feel, in the music.
Yeah,
So, a lot of people don't hear that, so they don't always consider that their debut.
definitely. I like to consider Grip Tape as what is my growth period of like time, because me and Raz made that in a day. It was the first day I met Raz that we
Yep.
actually made that project. So off bat, that's an amazing feat, I would say. So the fact that I could get that through, I think showed him something in me that might have not seen in myself before when I was working on music, and that's only pushed me to a higher level. So definitely shout out Raz Fresco, I Power. You know.
Absolutely. So, being that this was done in one day, was that the first time you actually met him?
So I met him for the first time, like officially at Flip a Beat Club, which was about a week or 2 weeks beforehand. And after that, I joined one of his contests where you should rap over one of his beats on his beat tape. And I sent in a submission, and I guess he liked it, or he wanted me to. I won the contest, and I went to his house to do one track,
Mm-hmm.
and I left with 9. So it was a good story to tell, offer it.
There you go. Mm-hmm. So, before we talk more about once you became part of the Bakers Club, and you already told us about the mixtapes, tell us what music you were listening to coming up.
So coming up, it was whatever my parents had on the speakers. I won't lie. So um, it was a lot of disco music. It
Mm-hmm.
was a lot of R&B music. It was a lot of soul music. I was very pushed into music as a child just through being in my surroundings and musical household. But I decided to take it deeper almost with with my explorations, because around grade 6 and 7 I was like, oh, this music's cool, like you guys know all this cool music, but there has to be something else. So part of me saw something else. So I knew I had all of these tools, because I grew up in this era, being a younger generation. Right now I grew up in an era of electronics. So I grew up in an era where I had this access, this library of access that no past generation has had at this age. I knew that. So now I'm taking things for my advantage. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, if I can just try to put down all the facts and lay that out in my head, I know that I'll be good for the rest of my life. And that was my attitude from very young.
Okay.
So
Mm. And a lot of that music that you just mentioned, those genres, if anyone listens to Red Velvet Cake, you hear it.
yeah, yeah, it's all packed in there.
Yep.
Um, R&B definitely. There's even some like trap music, because I was listening to trap music when I shouldn't have been listening to trap music. I grew up in the suburbs, and like I shouldn't be going to school listening to Chief Keef. I should, like it doesn't make correct like sense sometimes, but that's why I realize I love realism. I love realism. Just be real with your situation and really
Mm-hmm.
just be honest about it. And that's what will produce the most shit that you like. And be honest with your tastes.
Yep. Any family members playing the instruments?
Surprisingly, no. There's instrumentalists deep in my family, like line, as there are many. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's like pianists and stuff like that. No one notable that I know of yet. But that to me didn't mean anything. I was like this, if this is what I love to do, if I have a hereditary that really never showed and proved that this is what they did, why can't I be the first one, and why can't I also like almost pave that path? So
Yeah.
now my kid can be like, oh, my dad was a rapper, so it's okay. So I'm gonna be an artist, right?
Doesn't always work out that way.
It doesn't, but we like to
You
we like
find
to
your
have
path.
We like to have happy and positive thoughts.
Yep. All good. So tell us about, has your style changed as far as MCing from those mixtapes to now?
Tenfold. Maybe like so exponentially. In fact, if I um if I were to show my younger self a song of mine now, I wouldn't believe it. It's just because what I'm making now is exactly what I wanted to make when I was in grade 7, grade 8,
Mm-hmm.
doing this shit. So it was a really, really crusty Walmart version of what I make now. And I
The
produced
great
everything.
value version.
Yeah, yeah. I produced everything back then too. And so I can wholeheartedly honestly say it wasn't the best of my ability. But
Mm-hmm.
now that I have that and I'm still young and working at it, like this is the fruition years. These are the years that I should be able to, just push as much content out as possible. Just watch my work progress.
Absolutely. With the production, you got that diverse sound, but what really pushed you to MC and produce?
I was a MC first.
Mm-hmm.
I was always like a writer, and I always had these. I feel like all writers have a similar brain. I know everyone's unique, but I feel like all writers have this very similar and interconnected thing about us
Mm-hmm.
that observe. We observe first. We all like to take everything with a grain of salt, and we all like to have our own opinions. And that's a great thing. I feel like those are all positive things. So being a writer was always what I did. I was writing poetry even.
Mm-hmm.
I was just in school writing, and then one day I heard this song Baby Come Back by Player. It's like a blue-eyed soul track, and I thought it would sound better a little bit slowed down, so I downloaded Audacity and I slowed it down a bit, and it sounded like trash. But that was my beginning in production.
Right.
That track right there, just wanting to tweak it. Something about it in my mind said like this would sound better if I added my touch to it.
There you go. You definitely had the ear for it.
Oh, most definitely. I
Yeah.
was like, I just didn't like where music was as well. I was kind of mad at music as a kid, not even as a musician. I was just like, ugh, like this radio, like pop shit, because like I was always listening to what my parents were listening to, which was
Mm-hmm.
like, no. So hearing pop on the radio was always off-putting to me every day.
So that right there, you don't hear that too often from a young person. So definitely, aside from listening to all that music that your parents were playing, you really got to be in tune with it and understand how complex and how creative it was back then, and how a lot of what they want to be mainstream now can be garbage.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Again, being observational, I saw it and I was just immediately knew something was wrong. Something didn't make sense. This can't be the future of music can't be artificial intelligence. The future of music can't be um these 808s and a rapper who sounds like they're drowsy off all these drugs telling us to kill our brothers. That can't be music right now. Music has always been a place for a voice for the voiceless, but it feels like there's so much saturation in what's happening in music that people can't even they can't find their place. No one can find their place, so they're all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
They're influenced by the wrong people and they can't see it. They're I could go on for days. I'm gonna talk about myself now. I'm gonna promote my album.
Nah, that's all good. You know,
Yeah.
I appreciate hearing that.
Yeah, really. I have a really deep anger for like what has happened in music and what
Mhm.
is to this day.
And I feel that you having those thoughts at your age is another way of here's my music, here's my creativity. This is what I'm not hearing, and I'm going to present it to you.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm just trying to be the difference. The one who will step out of the line to prove a point.
Hmm.
That point needs to be proved. If someone's not gonna do it, which people are doing it too, because there's so many people with the same thoughts of me that I met down the line, and I was like, oh, we are so similar. That's why me and Raz connected off point. That's my big brother now, right? Like you hear Raz's message in his songs, he's just really relaying what I'm saying.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Take us to that day when you made grip tape. Like you said, it was one session, and y'all knocked it out in one day.
yeah.
Tell us, when you first stepped in there, what was your feelings? What was going on in your mind?
Nerves, so many nerves. I'll be honest. I was just like, I felt like there was an opportunity there. And like anyone, when an opportunity arises, you have the choice to take it and put your best foot forward, or be nervous and let that overtake you. But I feel like if nervousness is gonna be a thing no matter what, let me use it to my advantage. So every single time I'll feel nervous, I'll realize that that's an important opportunity. Oh, I'm nervous. That probably means something. That probably is
Hmm.
telling me, oh, this is good for me. So I knew that off rip. When I walked in, I was like, oh, this is positive. Like this is a very crazy environment right here. Raz is the first like artist from Toronto that I've seen love Doom so much and love all these rappers that I thought no one knew about over here. I had a Doom ring in grade 7. I had an MF Doom ring
Uh,
and I was rocking that shit. I was listening to like the Neruvian Doom, Bishop Naru and MF Doom album growing up, and now knowing that Raz knows Bishop, like I've had a conversation with Bishop, like everything comes full circle, and I realized that hip hop's a smaller community than I thought, as well as that us living or me living in Toronto. Actually, I'm not sure as to where you live, but where ends are you situated in?
or where I'm at?
Yeah,
I'm in Staten Island in New York City.
Staten Island,
Yeah.
exactly. So hip hop is this part of the world.
Hmm.
Buffalo, New York. New York's where hip hop was created. This part of the earth right here, where even Toronto is, which I assume because I'm from here, I'm a little biased, but I feel like this part of the earth is like hip hop right here. So it's very um generous soil.
And if anyone has paid attention to the map to see how tight knit that area is, Toronto, Buffalo, Niagara Falls, y'all all in that same area of creativity with the music that has been put on the map now a lot more than in the past.
Griselda
And
Records.
yeah.
That's it. Like Griselda Records showed that that can happen
Hmm.
because it's so close by, and they gave that energy. They were like, oh, we're literally right here. It's a 5 hour, 4 hour drive. Like, let's do it.
Yeah. Mm. So aside from the music, tell us about skateboarding. How long you been into that?
I was skateboarding just around the same time I was beginning to MC, grade 7, grade 6. So it was like I was never into it as much as the music
Mm-hmm.
because it was it was like I left sports behind a little bit when I started music. So I needed something to keep that sporting in me because I still in me. It's still a part of me.
Yeah.
I can't ignore that. So that skateboarding is where that it took that place because now I have a way of transportation to do my music, and I'm still being active, and it's fun to do. It teaches me discipline, teaches a lot of different things, and it also intertwines with music and arts, as most things in my life do nowadays. Skateboarding, I would say, definitely changed my mental on how um, discipline works.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. You fall down, you get back up. Gritfall. The end of my name was because I was falling so much when I was beginning skating.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I was grit. I was actually no, I won't say my original name, but it ended in fall.
Okay.
It ended in fall. So I was like, I kept that, and then I was named the grittiest for a while because of I was working at Home Hardware, and we sold sandpaper, and sandpaper is measured in grit.
Mm-hmm.
So I took that as like, oh, if you have a lot of grit, you rough, you nasty. so so I was the grittiest for a while.
Okay. And before the skateboarding, what were the sports that you were playing?
I played very Canadian. I was playing hockey for a while. I played basketball. I played soccer. I played baseball. I did track. Everything.
Everything.
Played
Okay.
track, football. I love being athletic. That's a very fun thing. I keep that with me to this day. I feel like if I'm not doing push-ups every single day, or if I'm not keeping my body um, in wellness and in health, then my mind
Mm-hmm.
won't be right, and vice versa.
Yeah. You got to keep both in tune, the mind and the body. Absolutely. Yeah. Me growing up, I played a lot of basketball, handball, football, and I also did a lot of bike riding and skateboarding as well. And
Okay.
as I gotten older, I continued, to fitness was still part of me. So even though I didn't play all the sports, I'm still doing my calisthenics, my meditation, my stretching, my yoga, my tai chi.
Yeah, I'm only on calisthenics right now, but I'll get to your level in a bit. I get,
You got time,
yeah.
man. So who quoted you? Which one of your friends quoted you as young prodigy?
Oh shit. No, okay. So that was a joke. He was kind of
Oh,
joking.
okay.
He was kind of making fun of Raz calling me young prodigy.
Ah.
Because Raz always says 17-year-old young prodigy, young
Mm-hmm.
god, like this. And then the video was basically my friends just humbling the shit out of me. So he was like, "Oh, you're young prodigy." So I heard. He called me some names and such, but that's my bro. That's Isaiah, by the way. Shout out
Okay.
Isaiah.
Shout out Isaiah. Dope,
Mhm.
dope. Um, since you brought up Doom, who I'm also a fan of, um, what was your first experience?
Oh my first experience with Doom. I'm gonna take it back because I'm a young person. I'm actually gonna since I'm gonna go into Doom right now. I'm gonna bring it back to hip hop in general. How I got into hip hop
Okay.
because I said my parents weren't listening to hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
So how I got into hip hop was completely natural. I had to find it through YouTube, and it all started with Odd Future.
Ah,
Right. So
there we go.
a group of West Coast cats who Earl Sweatshirt being my favorite, obviously because like lyricism and stuff. I was hearing this Earl Sweatshirt young kid lyricism as a young kid, being like, this guy's a genius. He's so smart, and that was the sickest thing to me. From then on, I was like, all right, hip hop's it. This is it. This is the sport. And from Earl, I found Doom. From Earl, I found Joey. From Earl, I found um
Nice.
from Earl, I found hip hop.
Yeah, yeah.
Real
Nice.
shit.
Yep. That's dope.
Crazy.
And no, I was gonna say, you speaking of Odd Future, that energy that they had, you know, perfect for the rest of the young people.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like me finding Odd Future at that age was like everyone considered them the young cats in rap
Mm-hmm.
at the time. So me having found hip hop through them is the reason again why I rap, because I realized the youngest person can show and rap to a whole new generation, because everyone thinks that the youngest people are coming with the sickest shit, and it's true. It's kind of true, because mans are like, this is the age of fruition. It's scientific that being young means you're creative. That's scientific.
Mm-hmm.
So I just got to get it out. Got to.
Absolutely. Best times. You know, less responsibilities, and the creativity just flourishes even more and more.
Exactly.
You know, when I have two sons, so seeing them growing up, there's times where as a parent, you just watch them and see how they just go through the day, unbiased.
Yeah. Unbiased, not a care in the world. And they
Yeah.
don't, and that's kind of beautiful, but it's also kind of terrifying, because we need to be, you know, we need to be civilized human beings, and we need to have feelings, and we need to have emotions, and we need to have challenges.
Hmm.
But being a child is something so pure and innocent to it.
Right.
It's like it's something unattainable. It's one of those things. It's one of those things that's like, you once it's gone, it's unattainable, but you can always look back on it with positivity and be like, let me try to harvest that out of my natural life nowadays. Because even as um, my grandpa, for say, my grandpa um, brings a very childlike energy to the room to this day. He brings his this like childlike energy. So I feel like it's just about tuning your energy. You
Hmm.
can be youthful in spirit at any age.
Absolutely. I'm gonna real quick. I'm gonna grab a record
Sure.
because it's related to something that you recently dropped a few months ago. Hold on a second.
Most definitely.
That
Oh shit.
old Doom joint.
I rapped on one of them. It's on SoundCloud to this day. I'll send it to you after this. I rapped on one of those joints.
Yep,
Yeah. I had
I've
it.
heard it.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah,
Swear to God. What the fuck?
surprising, right?
Yeah, I don't trust me, I'm gonna get used to that later. What the fuck? So yeah, I had a actually even deeper than that. One of the mixtapes I was talking about earlier is I rapped over a whole Special Herbs album. Like every one of the beats I rapped over it.
Dope, dope.
It's out there somewhere.
Cool. So, what made you pick that beat, that Cooking Soul track?
Oh, the what instrument is that? Strings, the strings, 100%.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Woo! 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 Oh my goodness. Yo, you didn't have to do all that. That was crazy. No, Cooking Soul is nice. Um, there's a lot of producers.
Absolutely, yeah.
There's a lot of producers that I gain inspiration from. A lot of people that, um, like I tried to, I started off trying to make beats like them. Obviously, I feel like it's kind of obvious, but like Dilla, Ninth Wonder, I would say Madlib, and Madlib like studied my roots, because like I'm half Greek and I'm half Indian.
Okay.
right? You know, so it's weird. It's definitely people have told me it's not a hip hop combo. I don't
What
I
does
don't
that mean?
I don't really know what that means, but I feel like it's interesting because he studied all these Indian samples and he studied all these Greek samples, and I've never seen that ever from anyone at, like, just digging so deep into music and for the love of music and for yourself that
Yeah.
you decided, let me let me go so offbeat and throw this curve and throw
Hmm.
this change up.
Yeah, that beat conductor series is crazy.
Insane. So much inspiration there. I rapped over you know that Most Def Auditorium.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so like that's the beat conductor from India one. That's from one of
Hmm.
them. So like
Yeah.
I rapped over that joint with my friend Moses, and that was on the album that Raz actually heard. That was the first album Raz heard from me,
Okay.
called called The Yard Sale. It's off streaming platforms right now because I want to make some fucking money off of it. But yeah, but it's good. It's good, some good shit on there.
That's dope. So we spoke about the sports. How about the the clothing?
Clothing. So I would say I wasn't even into clothing. I didn't give a fuck. I was um I was a child of many things, but like my clothing was always my last thought.
Mm.
I could wear like some basketball shorts and t-shirt and switch them with the jeans for a week in the summer, and that was it.
That was it.
Because it was so like down here to me on my list of priorities.
Hmm.
Only recently have I like actually found a liking for maybe getting this article of clothing or maybe dressing like in, you know, putting some effort into it, like colors, coordination, all that. But only recently, definitely
Oh,
like
okay.
definitely after meeting Raz. After meeting Raz.
The polo influence.
Oh my gosh! The second I saw those colors, woo, ever since then I've got every piece. Mm.
Dope, dope. Mm. Any? I was gonna say any other friends aside from the one you mentioned into music.
Yes. Oh, I keep I keep a very musical friend group.
Okay.
One of my first musical friends I ran into was 59 Ari. One of my brothers right there.
Who was
Uh,
on grip tape?
he's there. He's on Grip Tape too, and he's on the Skate Home cover. Another one of my musical brothers who's not on the Skate Home cover, sadly, name is Reeb or Foreign.
Hmm.
He's on the more like trap music side of things here in Toronto.
Okay.
He was posted by Six Buzz in them, so it's like he's on the up and up. But you know the messaging was always like a little like distraught to me because me and him are so close, but our message is so different. Because you know sometimes I don't agree with the message that all these trap songs have. That's okay. That's normal because I make hip hop music, and you know maybe sometimes I like the world and I want it to be peaceful. But some people aren't like that, and some people have a lot of pent up anger, and
Hmm.
a lot of people are born in situations that they can't control. So, you know that the world needs bad to have good, and the world needs good to have bad. I'll leave it at that. That's my
That
brother
balance.
Foreign.
Yeah. Hmm. All right. Hmm. So now that you are part of the Bakers Club, I seen you also went out to Montreal when they did the show. How was that?
Hmm. Mind blowing. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you why it was mind blowing. Man by the name of SD Knack.
Ah, yes. Say no more.
Meeting him and just seeing the way he works inspired me to this day. Inspired some of the tracks on Skate Home. You know, crazy. And you know that forever have appreciation, respect, and love for that guy. one of the guys, one of the older guys. I was in Cypher with him
Absolutely.
building. Him and Raz, him and Six Letter, those are big brothers to me. Funk Low, man. Like the Montreal trip really was just, and my dad got to come. It was crazy. My dad was driving STNAC, Raz Fresco, me and Lucas to Montreal. It was it was fun.
That's dope. Was that your first time in Montreal?
I went when I was like 4 or 5, so I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this was my first, time as a young adult. Definitely.
That's dope. April 28th, Skate Home is about to drop. So let's get into it.
The improvements from Grip Tape to Skate Home are so undeniable that when anyone hears this album and after hearing Grip Tape, you'll almost think it's a different artist. I can 100% say you'll think, some people will think this is a completely different artist. Maybe I just gave Raz a bunch of lyrics and he's bad. That's it. But no, Skate Home, this is been my child. I feel like one of my purposes in life is to reproduce. So I've always wanted kids in my life, and for now, being a young adult and not having the right financial situation to raise a child, I have my music, and my music is a lot less.
That's your child.
Yeah, my music is a lot less cost consuming than a child. My music is a lot less, it's not child, but it's definitely, I treat it like that. I treat it like with that love. And if anyone tries to fuck with that, talk to me. But it's like, it's just all I can say about Skate Home is don't fuck with the art. This is the art right here. And if any of y'all are listening to this shit and you don't hear something that's like for you, so be it. It's not for you. This whole shit was for me. This whole shit is therapeutic. But it also has an aspect of, me being hungry and me wanting to prove something. I have so much to say, and I can't just let it live inside of me. I can't let it be stored in my brain for no one else to consume. And I don't want to come off talkative. I don't want to come off annoying, arrogant. I don't want to come off uneducated. So this is my try at that. This is my first album, in my opinion. No, fuck it. This is my best album. This is the best shit I've made, 100%.
So far, you keep pushing, your talents.
Yeah, and I have 3 more albums in the vault right now. I'll tell you the names. This is gonna be a little exclusive.
Okay.
So, I got some shit right now. Skate Home, the self-produced album. It's cool and all. I'm producing it, but there's some great producers in Toronto, and there's some great producers all around the world, right? So that's why I think this next project's gonna be safe to say. I'm gonna be doing it with my brother Xander, a saxophonist in the Greater Toronto area. He's the great hip hop fan, great brother of mine. I met him around the same time I met Raz, and he's on some Raz projects, and I've worked with him a lot. The project after that, and that, first of all, the Xander project, complete files are there. Next project, boom. I was working on this the same time as Skate Home, actually. ALS is an amazing producer on Baker's Club. And me and him have been going stupid over this WhatsApp message. ALS literally sending me beats over WhatsApp messages is gives me that raw hip hop feeling, and that I feel like has been passed on through generations. Whenever he sends me a beat, it's just I play it over my speaker. It's grimy. the drums are hitting a certain way, is makes me rap, makes me want to really fucking, push everything
Keep pushing,
out.
yeah. That friendly competition, yeah.
I got like 14, 15 joints with him.
Nice.
So we good. We set on that one. My
Shout
next
out to
one,
ALS.
yeah. My next project after ALS, definitely shout out ALS. Shout out Baker's Club in general. Next project after that, probably go back to self-produced. I got another 10, 11 self-produced tracks that I love that aren't on Skate Home, so why not? Then I'll leave it there. We'll see what happens after that. But those are the ones that I have.
Mm-hmm.
These are in existence right now.
Dope. In creating Skate Home, you mentioned that it went through different processes with this one. So what stages was it to finally complete this album?
It went from knowledge to born. This album really started as a great idea and a goal. It started as a goal of mine. I said, Raz asked me, we were in the studio one day, and he said, "What are your goals before you turn 18, before your birthday?" And my birthday's May 30th, coming up. I told him around February, I told him I want a self-produced album before I turn 18. I didn't have a single track done yet. I just had that idea in my head. And that's what it starts from. I also knew after I made one of the first tracks, which is the intro track. The intro track is the first track, also entitled Gritfall. It's the first track that I made from the project. And it just gave me the feeling that I was entering a new chapter. When I made that track, I was like, this is it. This is my sound. Because I had so many influences that sometimes you could hear my influences. But now I've got to the point where I have so many influences that you can't hear a single one. And if you tried to pinpoint one, you would probably be laughed at. Because it's like, there's so many influences. If you try to pinpoint one, it's like, why are you even comparing this kid to so-and-so?
Got you. What made you decide on the shout out to the artist Harvey Dentist? But what made you go the route of the Peanuts characters, Charlie Brown and all them?
Me and Raz had this discussion. Grip Tape was a portrait. The album cover was not a portrait. It was a picture, right? A film picture. So we decided that we wanted this one to be an art of some sort of visual art. With that idea being held, I found this image online of Charlie Brown and a bunch of his friends skating on an ice rink. And I was like, this would be perfect if it was me and all my friends, because Peanuts goes back to my childhood, watching that in French class, even on the TVs that they rolled in. And Peanuts goes back to, as well, my hip-hop influences of Dilla, of Raz, because they use that for their album covers. They use the Peanuts characters. So I decided, if it's hip-hop and if it's my childhood and it's also childlike and it's going to show that I'm an old soul, it's going to show that all of my influences aren't from this time. And that's what made me go with the Charlie Brown. I added my friends because that's my family. I have so much love for all my friends, and the people who are on that cover they've been around while I've been making this album. They've seen it go from knowledge to born. Apologies, can you hear me still?
Yeah, I still hear you.
So they've seen this project go from knowledge to born. So it was only right for them to be at the forefront of the project.
Right. Respect that. Absolutely.
I even wanted to have the Baker's Club members in the cover. because that's my family as well. But Raz told me, this one's personal. This one's even more personal than like, because I met these guys a year ago. This is more personal. Like it goes even deeper than that. This is like from when I was born. I'm talking about my grandma on these songs. Like, so yeah, we just got to get deeper, push deeper every single day. And what made me go with Charlie Brown, I would say, finally, was it looked sick as fuck. It looked dope. It looked in my head. I could see all of my friends and the portrait being outside of my crib because it's skate home, and they were skating around as Charlie Brown characters. It made sense. Boom.
There it is. Man. And this album, for everyone that's tuning in or will be listening, will be on the Bakers Club website, April 28th.
Only bakersclub.com. And there's a reason for this. Bakersclub.com is a brand. It is a beautiful organization, Raz has been building this. Raz has been building this up for so long that it would only be right for this to be dropped on here first instead of streaming platforms. We got to build up a little, supply demand.
That's the best way.
See it pop up through the website. And a lot of people have hit me up saying like, I don't know, some bullshit, streaming, blah, blah, blah. I wanted to put it on my playlist. You can put it in your playlist once I put it out on streaming. But for now, I want to be paid for the work I'm putting in.
Right. Yep.
That's all.
Best way. Through your own websites and right there, direct.
Yeah, don't play with the family. We all trying to support ourselves. And I feel like Bakers Club doesn't get the love that it deserves. Unbiased opinion. If I wasn't in Bakers Club, I would be saying that exact same thing to you right now. Bakers Club does not get the love it deserves because Bakers Club is what hip hop wants to be so bad. like what these trap artists are doing, what they want to be so bad is hip hop, but they can't reach that. They can't be that because they don't know hip hop. They don't know what it is. They don't know the roots. They don't understand it. They haven't been taught. They haven't explored.
Time to.
No, most definitely not.
And you got the visuals out right now for Taking Your Time, featuring Raz Fresco.
Indeed. It was a dope visual idea, definitely from the mind of Raz Fresco and me combined, directorial. Just like the idea of taking your time. People will take their time so much that it comes out unnatural, but people sometimes take their time so little that it comes out rushed. Like we were talking about earlier, balance is very important.
Mm-hmm.
So, we need to find the balance. Taking your time too much, oops, you lost it. You took your time so long that you forgot your words. Like, it's just a funny concept. And then when I brought that beat and song to Raz, he was into the idea. Because obviously, through both of our angers, why wouldn't this song be in existence? People are taking their time too much.
Yeah.
And yeah,
definitely looking forward to hearing this.
Yeah, man, we shot the visual in both of our respective houses where we wrote the lyrics for the song. We shot my bedroom scene in my bedroom, and Raz's scene, he's smoking a big ass spliff in his room. I don't have that I don't have the area to smoke in my room yet or something because I live with my parents still, so I'm in my bathroom right now. There's a fan, keep it respectful.
So good. When this album drops exclusively on the bakersclub.com website, Um, definitely gonna, share that and, let more people know about it. And aside from that, you said your friends, your family are also into music. You mentioned some upcoming projects. Are they also going to be on there?
Yeah. So I'm very excited to say that, Reeb was going to possibly be part of the Xander project, foreign, because, I was talking about him doing trap music, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every time he links me, I get him on a boom bap track or a backpack track. And he's been sharpening that tool so much, in fact, that, he's dueling with me. He's dueling with like he's dueling with the guy who did this shit from like, So, definitely be excited to hear Arib on some boom bap. And Moses, definitely. He's been on the wave that I've been on too. But he just started just like Arib. I attribute myself to putting my friends on boom bap music and the origins of hip hop. I attribute myself to that. Except for 5'9", really. Arian. I don't attribute because he is a very he's a very the type of person to explore, just like I am, for different music.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas it's not like Moses and Arib aren't like that. It's just they don't explore to the places that we explore. Everyone explores to different places. Like maybe they're in this era up here, and I'm in the 70s. Like I'm literally like I'm listening to the 70s stuff. So how could we even collide? I'm up here.
I got you. Yep. Mm. And speaking of Moses, I'm feeling that verse on the track "No Love."
Yeah, man. Yeah, thank you. Yo, Moses, listen, this guy is hip hop just as much as I'm hip hop, because he started on trap and then now he's dueling with me because my friends are hard workers. That's I love that. If my friends were like, I love having hardworking friends and friends that I can show off. It's so amazing because I feel like your friends and a person's friends are a direct image of themselves.
Right. You reciprocate.
So,
yeah.
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 So having hardworking friends, I'll show them off every chance possible. Having a hardworking family, I know I can tell you for a fact that Raz is sat at home right now. What time is it? It's 9:54. He sat at home, probably had a smoothie, and he's making beats over his desk with a joint in his mouth like this. Right now, 100%. And it's just like that. That's what we do.
Mm-hmm. So in your downtime, what current anime are you watching?
Sadly, not. I don't watch
None. Okay.
TV a little bit. I used to watch movies for pop culture purposes to just gain a little more pop culture. But I don't see the need in constantly being like binging TVs, movies, and such like that. Maybe I will one day, but I just haven't found a really purpose in that yet.
Okay. Hmm.
This is actually Moses's brand right here.
Okay, backwards. All right. Dope. Now, being your talents are in emceeing and production, you got to tell us a little bit about your writing when it comes to creating songs and projects.
Yeah, for sure. So my writing, really, I don't like themed writing. I've never been a although a lot of people base their writing off certain themes. I feel like I have so many themes in my head at once and constantly that a true reflection of myself wouldn't be me sticking to a theme for a track. A true reflection of myself would be me telling you everything that I'm thinking at once. So when I come off on Grip Tape on the first track, that was really the first track that we made, and I said active self-improvement. That's my first bar. That was just what I was thinking about. I was like, damn, what thoughts today. I'm having like SD Nack said this in the interview once, and I took this very deeply. He said, "I'm having conversations." He just has conversations. That's so amazing to me, because his music is for him. So he'll have conversations, and sometimes it's not for you, sometimes it is. But I feel like that at that state of just having
Mm-hmm.
conversations, that's
Yeah.
my best writing.
Mm. And the same with same question for your production.
Production wise, but the writing, first of all, is very fast. I usually write things like 16 bar verses, 15, 20 minutes. But that's just how I've always been. With producing, it's very similar. It's like producing, I'll find a feeling and I'll find a chord progression. I don't really know music theory neither.
Mm-hmm.
And I never um, really had a direct teacher of Ableton. But I figured out how to use it to my liking. And I figured out how to extract feeling from music while adding my feeling and adding my taste to it. I also realized how delicate and important sample selection is. Because if I'm going to sample things and it doesn't match how I feel or how I truly like want this music to sound, it's a it's almost a waste of homage or space. It's just going to be like if I find an artist that connects with me. Personally, artists that I found recently, Donny Hathaway. I found Donny Hathaway halfway through this year, and I think I've sampled so much Donny Hathaway. I'm gonna get a big check. Like I'm gonna get a not check. I'm gonna get a big lawsuit on my face, right? From there, you know. But Johnny Alf as well, bossa nova music. It's just if I find a right feeling and if I find something that connects with me and they're speaking to me
Mm-hmm.
with the right message, Donny Hathaway, it's all about message. Donny Hathaway has all these messages and it's spoken through his luscious voice, and it's like pressed through these like mixes that it doesn't even make sense to me. So I'm sampling these records because it feels and matches how I absorb music. This is beauty to me. This
Yeah,
is this is luxury.
that's great. You really continuously connect with the older music the same way you did, in your younger age. You're still young.
Yeah, definitely. And I have to keep searching because I only found Donny Hathaway recently, and that maddens me. Like I was like, I wish I found him like growing up. Every Christmas I would be bumping that song. Like
There's so much more out there.
trust.
Yep.
Keep
Hmm.
looking.
Recently, you were in the bakery and you went off on that old time killing Cornell Fishout instrumental.
It's bad. I wrote that shit in 10 minutes.
Mm.
And that's not to say even I didn't put effort into it. Cause my 10-minute writings, I put so much effort in, you'll be amazed. My mind is so fast, and the way I've programmed myself to work is it's very fast. So I'm thinking at a very fast pace. When I write these lyrics, it may seem like these things take a very long time from outside perspective. And that's how I like it. Because that's like a flex. That's my flex. I get to write these
Yeah.
things fast, and they're coming off um very, very like articulate. All these bars because we had the idea that I would rap on the old time killing beat because he was posting all of these other rappers,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I was like, he's gonna post all of these other rappers, not Gritfall. So yeah, I had to kill it. It was just my choice right there. Boom, the faucet was open.
Yeah. Get right to it. Yeah.
We recorded it the next day. I had to memorize those lyrics overnight, actually,
Mm-hmm.
And I won't lie that this is probably gonna be really funny to say right now, but I won't lie, that beat, that Old Time Killing beat is a little too overplayed in my head. Like I was listening to it so much, it's just, oh my goodness, that beat is very repetitive. All
Probably
love to,
hearing you hearing
yeah,
it right now.
yeah, real. All love to Cardinal Official. All love, that's one of the greatest, like, in Toronto. And
Absolutely.
the Caribbean influence
Yes.
taken. KRS-One brought that to hip hop too. So it's like,
Hmm. Amazing. So once everyone gets to support and listen to Skate Home this Friday, what do you want us listeners to? What do you want us to get from the whole album overall?
um I would want people to listen to this album knowing that this is very personal topics I'm touching on, and the beats, there's obvious improvements and influences scattered throughout this album, and what I want people to take from this is that you need to spread peace and love throughout this world, because if your message is off-putting, then my life and the way I live my life and my culture is through peace. So that my message is going to reflect that no matter what. I can't, like, if I try to spit and talk about how heavy my chain is, right? It just won't sound right. It won't sound right because that's not me. So I want people to go into this knowing that, everything that's spit and everything that's said in this album is a perfect reflection of just what I'm on, what I live. Sometimes it's a little bit, lusty. Sometimes it's a little bit, anger filled. Sometimes it's honest. It's honest.
There you go. Hard work continues to pay off.
Indeed. Indeed, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you having me on here at this platform.
Absolutely. I appreciate you taking this time, letting us know the grind that Gritfall is continuously putting through. The music that you came up on still resonates through you. And now you're with the Bakers Club to shine more light on it.
It's the club. That grit grind is crazy. Pause. Yeah, man. I'm gonna keep working. I'm just gonna keep working till you know, till someone decides, hey, this kid's done too much. We gotta put him away.
Absolutely. Tell us where they can go and support you and the music.
One place you can support me and my brothers. Bakersclub.com. No vowels. BKRSCLB.com. Thank you. Thank you very much for putting it right there. Baker's Club, this is more than a label. It's more than any of that. But it's built like that. And we act like that. And we're professional like that. So treat us like that.
Respect. Yep. And also let us give your socials where everyone can reach out.
Yeah, man. You guys can reach me at Gritfall on Instagram. Usually on Twitter too. I'm not on many socials. That's just kind of weird. But GRITFALL. Get it through your head. Gratefulness rids internal trauma. And then fall is the unknown. You don't want to always fall, but you can always get back up.
Mm, that substance, the acronyms. There you go. You a true hip hop head. I appreciate this.
Of course, yo. Of course.
On behalf of HHDG Media, we're gonna say peace.
Peace, y'all.